Hello everyone. We all know that in recent years there have been several warnings regarding greenhouse gas emissions and their impact on our planet. The agri-food system plays a pivotal role in shaping our environmental footprint. Today, I'm presenting an analysis that delves into the intricate relationship between agri-food systems and greenhouse gas emissions. The objective of this project aims to shed light on various factors contributing to greenhouse emissions within the agri-food systems. By examining various components of agri-food systems, from agricultural practices such as manure and fertilizers to transportation and distribution channels, we seek to uncover opportunities and challenges in reducing emissions throughout the agri-food supply chain. Oceania remains consistently at the bottom with minimal fluctuations in emission value. This line chart shows the emission trends for all the regions from 2000 to 2021. We can see that Oceania region is constantly at the bottom of the chart. Also, the average emission value, which can be seen on the left side, is not much variable for the last 20 years. Manure left on pasture is a significant driver of heightened greenhouse gas emission. We know that manure and fertilizer play crucial roles in agriculture, providing essential nutrients for plant growth and soil fertility. Manure is mostly derived from animal waste and contains organic matter and nutrients that enrich the soil and improve its structure. On the other hand, chemical fertilizers are manufactured products containing specific nutrient concentration tailored to plant requirements. This slide highlights the role of manure and fertilizers in agriculture, particularly concerning greenhouse gas emissions. We can see that manure left on pasture over here is responsible for the highest emission in the category. Despite being a widely practiced and historically considered sustainable technique, the continued use of this method has contributed significantly to emissions. Addressing this issue requires the implementation of enhanced manure management strategies. Fires in organic soil accounted for 55% of total fire emissions in 2006. Fire in organic soil have been recognized as significant contributors to greenhouse emissions. These fires, often ignited by natural factors such as lightning strikes or human activities like land clearing, releasing stored carbon into the atmosphere in the form of carbon dioxide and other gases. The year 2006 marked a notable period in which fires in organic soil accounted for substantial portion, that is 55% of the total fire emission. This highlights the necessity for taking proactive steps to tackle the difficulties presented by fires occurring in organic soil. Now let's go and see the power visual for this insight. In this stacked bar chart on the right side, I have tried to organize the emission of different greenhouse gases in descending order. We can see that the emissions of CO2 gas is the top element of greenhouse with around 0.42 million kilotons in 2006. Now, we can see that in this stack column chart, we can see that 95,000 kiloton emissions were just due to fires in organic from the overall 0.42 million kiloton. That makes 48% higher CO2 emissions compared to other average fires emissions, highlighting the significant environmental impact of this specific types of fires. Thus, fires in organic soil led to a 48% higher CO2 emission compared to other fires' average emission. Household consumption emits the maximum greenhouse gases in the agriculture supply chain. An agriculture supply chain consists of food processing, food packaging, food transportation for retail, and food consumption. The field map on the right side shows the two highlighted regions, North America and Asia, for overall maximum emissions in the agriculture supply chain. These two regions are the topmost of all, while on the left side the stack column shows that in the supply chain category, food household consumption is the main contributor. Now let's see which two regions are impacting the most in each category. So for food household consumption, we can see that North America and Asia are the two topmost regions. For food processing, we can see it is Europe and Asia. For food retail, it is again North America and Asia. Food transportation, it is North America and Asia. For food package, it is Europe and Asia. So from this, we can say that Asia is the top contributor, as in the supply chain we saw that it comes under every category emitting maximum greenhouse gas emissions. Also, North America follows in the greenhouse gas emissions. From all the analysis and insights, we can conclude that Oceania consistently maintains a lower emission profile with minimal fluctuations, which means there are potential environmental sustainability efforts in the region. Second, the significant impact of manure left on pasture makes it necessary for improved manure management practice to mitigate greenhouse gas emission effectively. Fires in organic soil were responsible for a majority of total fire emissions in 2006, which means there should be some targeted intervention to prevent and manage these events and reduce their environmental impact. And lastly, food household consumption emerges as a major contributor to greenhouse gas emission within the agriculture supply chain, highlighting the need for promoting sustainable food choices and reducing food waste to minimize the emissions at the consumption stage. Thank you.